The global mobile industry in 2025 has reached a point analysts are already calling historic. Apple has released the iPhone 17 Pro Max, the company's most advanced smartphone with the new A19 Pro chip, enhanced Apple Intelligence, an updated camera with quantum HDR, and a redesigned cooling system. But the most surprising part is that for the first time in a decade, even the top experts are not discussing how much it improved compared to the previous generation. The main question is different. Can the iPhone 17 Pro Max withstand the impact of a new player no one previously considered a threat? This player is Nvidia, a company that in just 2 years became the symbol of technological dominance, surpassed Apple in market capitalization, and turned its GPUs into the main engine of the AI revolution. And now, according to insiders and supply chain sources, Nvidia is preparing its first smartphone, the Nvidia NeoPhone. Analysts believe it may become the device that for the first time in many years presents Apple with a real challenge. The iPhone 17 Pro Max today is the peak of the classic smartphone. The powerful A19 Pro, a 3-nanometer process, improved neural engines, a NanoMotion 2.0 display, a professional camera with next-generation optics, and on-device Apple Intelligence. But experts increasingly say Apple is moving forward within an old paradigm, the phone as a gadget. Nvidia, according to leaks, wants to break the model entirely and create a phone that becomes an autonomous AI core constantly running in the pocket. According to Silicon Valley sources, the NeoPhone is being built around a next-generation chip, Blackwell X or Rubin Mobile, which will include hardware acceleration for large language models and fully autonomous AI without the cloud. What Apple performs using partial server-side processing, Nvidia intends to execute entirely locally, in real time, with no internet. This immediately challenges the very idea of performance. The A19 Pro is a powerful mobile processor, but Nvidia's chips historically operate in another league, in computations where parallelism, matrix cores, and GPT-class model workloads matter. Insiders claim NeoPhone will be able to run a GPT-4, GPT-5 Lite, or equivalent autonomous assistant directly on the device, instantly, with the privacy of a secure data center. The iPhone 17 Pro Max, despite Apple's efforts, still depends on the cloud for heavy tasks, and this is the critical gap Nvidia can exploit. Tension is rising as Nvidia, according to Asian suppliers, is forming a dedicated line of mobile chips specifically for the NeoPhone. This is not a Tegra copy or a scaled-down GPU, but a specially designed mobile superchip intended to surpass everything else in the industry. If true, the NeoPhone may effectively become the first pocket supercomputer rather than a smartphone, but the differences only begin there. The camera of the iPhone 17 Pro Max is Apple's traditional strength, yet the NeoPhone is expected to shift toward an AI camera model where physical optics matter, but most of the magic is done by neural networks. Sharper detail, enhanced dynamic range, noiseless night photography, real-time processing, scene analysis, and the creation of new types of images that the iPhone simply cannot produce due to the limits of mobile architecture. Another critical factor is price. Jensen Huang, according to insiders, set a strict requirement. The NeoPhone must cost less than Apple and Samsung flagships, even with top-tier hardware. This is a blow Apple is not prepared for. The company does not engage in price wars, while Nvidia, with its massive GPU margins, can easily afford it. The industry is even more alarmed after reports that Nvidia is aggressively poaching engineers from Apple, Huawei, and Qualcomm, building secret labs in Shenzhen and Silicon Valley, reserving manufacturing capacity for 2026 to 2027, and assembling teams that have never worked on mobile devices before. According to analysts, this level of activity is typical not of an experiment, but of a product meant to change the industry. Watching what is happening, the sector increasingly understands that comparing the iPhone 17 Pro Max and the Nvidia NeoPhone is not just a battle between two devices. It is a clash of two philosophies, two technological worlds moving in opposite directions. Apple, even after releasing its most advanced model in years, continues to follow the path of stable evolution. The company strengthens its ecosystem, improves the camera, updates neural engines, reworks Apple Intelligence, makes the interface smarter, but all of this stays within the familiar logic. The phone is a gadget, an assistant, a tool. Nvidia is playing an entirely different game. For the company, the smartphone is not an endpoint but a gateway into the era of personalized computing, where every person receives their own autonomous AI engine. While Apple focuses on user experience, Nvidia is building the foundation for devices capable of performing tasks at the level of professional workstations. According to sources at The Information, this difference is exactly why leading Wall Street analysts speak of a structural threat to Apple. What does the iPhone 17 Pro Max do? It improves portrait blur, makes night photos cleaner, speeds up Final Cut rendering by a few seconds, adds another layer of smart suggestions, and enhances privacy. But the NeoPhone, if leaks are accurate, is supposed to perform tasks that today are possible only on GPU farms and supercomputers. Real-time video generation, local spatial data analysis, uninterrupted operation of a model that learns the owner's habits and adapts the system to their behavior. This is why engineers call the NeoPhone not a smartphone, but a personal computing core. Its purpose is not just to execute commands, but to act as an independent digital intelligence, analyzing context, offering solutions, working in the background, and learning from each day of its owner. The iPhone 17 Pro Max does not work like this and cannot due to architectural limitations. Apple did not build its chips for large language models. Instead, the company always prioritized energy efficiency, camera performance, and interface fluidity. Nvidia is building a chip for pure AI, and that is a radical difference. According to sources in the Asian supply chain, NeoPhone's experimental labs are testing a continuous local context feature. The device tracks the environment, surrounding objects, voice, movement, and phone usage patterns, and does this not for advertising, as many would fear, but for personal optimization. Imagine a phone that knows which apps you open in the morning, what films you like to watch, how you train, how you work, and adjusts its power, interface, and functions in real time. This is not an accessory. This is an AI entity at a level no gadget on the planet has ever reached. This is why many analysts believe that for the first time in many years, Apple risks becoming the follower rather than the leader. If the Rubin mobile architecture is confirmed, NeoPhone's performance may surpass the iPhone, not only in AI operations, but also in graphics, mathematics, coding, video processing, multi-threading, and generative workloads. Such a phone could replace not only a smartphone, but also a tablet, laptop, and even some functions of personal assistance. And here the main question arises. If NeoPhone really comes out, will iPhone 17 Pro Max be able to compete? In traditional smartphone tasks, yes. Apple is traditionally strong in its ecosystem, camera, energy efficiency, stability, and software integration. But if NeoPhone brings autonomous AI to the market, execution of data center-level models, a personal contextual intelligence and power that no one has ever put in a pocket before, then for the first time, iPhone may find itself in a catching-up position.